sorry, I didn't mean to be late. I'm usually very prompt. I think I'm 5 minutes late. Fuck me up. Sorry. Did y'all come in one car?
The clown car.
I heard you were green up here. It's all green. I'd just like to root out the Presbyterians before I start. Yeah, because we're dangerous. We forgive our debtors in the Lord's Prayer, not our trespassers. We shoot our trespassers. Thanks. My name's Scott Miller. Write songs and sing them, and raise cows and sell them. And here we go. This song is true. It's called 2023. Here we go. When my father died, my wife just left, my barn burnt down, I broke my leg, I fell off the wagon, I got back on. 2023 was a 22 long. How many times can a cat leave a room? How many pharaohs built a pharaoh's tomb? I found the answer when my father died. It's once a man, but twice a child. I never thought my marriage would end. Sometimes I miss what might have been. There's plenty of money in acting cruel, but there's way more gold in the golden rule. Now everybody knows it. Now everybody knows it. Now everybody knows it. Everybody knows. I'm a full-grown man, I'll have you know. But my mother would kill me if she knew I smoked. I flipped one bud and I burnt my shed. And then a heifer kicked me and she broke my leg. Now everybody knows it. Now everybody knows it. Now everybody knows it. Everybody knows. Now everybody knows it. Now everybody knows it. Now everybody knows it. Everybody knows that my father died, my wife just left, my barn burned down, I broke my leg, I fell off the wagon, I got back on, my managers died, but I just keep going. Drop a rock in the water and watch it sink. Water's what I need, but liquor's what I drink. Some people have a drink every now and then. Some people have a drink when they can't say when. Now everybody knows it. Now everybody knows. Now everybody knows it. Everybody knows. Now everybody knows it. Now everybody knows. Now everybody knows it. Everybody knows. garden and he planted man with one simple rule to understand. You and Eve can have your fun, and life will be simple if you just stay dumb. Now everybody knows it. Now everybody knows it. Now everybody knows it. Everybody knows. Now everybody knows it. Now everybody knows it. Now everybody knows it. Everybody knows that my father died, my wife just left, my barn burned down, I broke my leg, I fell off the wagon. Sorry. That was rough. Be okay, it's brand new. Are you okay?
Okay. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah.
That was a lot.
That was a hell of a year. Honestly, I wrote a whole new record this spring, and I would like to say, oh, I had writer's block. But I was talking to my buddy Mick Harrison from the V-Rolls, and he was like, he goes, after the year you just had, you can't give me one goddamn song. And so I was like, okay, I'll put it all in one song. And there it is. It opened floodgates, and I'm going to play a bunch of new ones tonight, too. So. But I'll do all the hits. Because I got hits, yeah. You okay? All right. I'm going to do my thing. Here we go. Oh, thank you. This place is wonderful.
Yeah, it is.
Back when freedom was a stranger, but it was something we felt. Well, I had myself a girlfriend, couldn't believe it myself. We take a Chevy Citation, the one a friend would let us use. When we got tired of waiting for what we wanted to do, I had her crawling up the window, she had me shaking in the seat. I could smell her on my fingers, she said it tasted so West Virginia back roads, there never was much else. Jam the tape into the player, I couldn't believe it myself. Well, the drums, they shook the speakers, the bass, it shook me to the core. If the boss had been a preacher, he could have led us to the Lord. She knew all the lyrics, and they sang so true. Just two rock and roll spirits with nothing better to do. Now the past, it is a stranger, and I found someone else. I got car payments and a mortgage. I can't believe it myself, but I don't mind getting older. If you get smarter when you do, and the burdens that you shoulder, well, that's what defines you. I'm sure they crushed the citation. I know the 8-track broke. We're such a complicated nation, but we still make rock and roll. Rock and roll. Rock and roll. Oh, look out. I don't know. You okay?
Predestined to be.
That's it. That's the show. And I've already had to deal with upstate New York for the last few days. It's not pretty. Anyway. That's the problem. This song I wrote a couple years ago. Haven't recorded it yet. It'll be on the new record. It'll come out, they say, in the fall, but I don't think they're going to get it together by then. But who is they? Let's just talk about that. It's like Jerry Lee Lewis would say, well, I would do that, but baby don't want it. And then somebody from the crowd yelled, "Who's baby?" He goes, "I don't know who's baby, maybe it's your baby." So this is a song, I grew up in Virginia, Shenandoah Valley, the west side of Blue Ridge. I'll talk slow for you. My grandparents' farm was in Bath County, Virginia, on a river called the Cow Pasture, which is obviously a white person's name for a river. The Indians called it Wallawatula, which meant winding waters, but it's very high. Everything flows out of our county. We start the New River, we start the Potomac River, we start the James River. Everything comes out of us. So if we get a thunderstorm or something up in there, the water goes up and it comes down pretty quick. So floods were a thing we had to deal with. So I wrote this about a flood. I can't see you all, but you're way too young to remember 1969, but I do.
You obviously can't see us.
I like you guys already. Anyway, I remember it. That flood, and then I was just 2 weeks ago. I've been on the road for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and I was in Texas through Caryville down through there, and I crossed the Guadalupe a million times because when my booking agent books me in Texas, it's like throwing darts. And so I call it forming a Texas star. I'll go from Houston up to Fort Worth and then back down to San Antonio, and then back up to Dallas or whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
song starts out with a hymn too. I didn't put this set together very well. But anyway, this song's called It'll Never Be That River Again. Shall we gather at the river? Here we go. In '69 when Camille came, you had to jump in the river to get out of the rain. The water rose so fast, so high, the cattle bawled and drowned all night. The mountains took it until they gave. The river bridge had washed away. My cousin fished from the front porch steps, and Granddaddy looked at the river and said, from the mountains, through the valleys, to the ocean, where it ends, it can never be that river again.
There's smoke, that's awesome.
Well, she had blue eyes and rings of fire. I was hers and she was mine, and the sun was hot and the river just right. We skipped the rocks all day and we rolled all night. We both knew well around the bend, summer loves will always end. When the walnut leaves fell, we went back to school, drifted away, and the river did too. From the mountains, through the valleys, to the ocean, where it ends, it can never be that river again. The river flows and time goes by. Love's still hard, but I still try. I've seen it muddy, I've seen it calm, I've seen it do whatever it wants, but it could never be that river again. Oh, it can never be that river.
I better do something to pep you up a little bit.
All right, it's the last time I'm gonna ask it. You okay? A hand for Nate, by the way. All right, this will be. Well, she smells like a biker, and she cackles like a jackal. Dressed to kill in that new pantsuit, you can see the static crackle. All the lovely Sunday dinners, she complains that they're too spicy. And the migraines sends out the yin yang like she's slurping on an icy. Do you have ices in Maryland? She's an old stick in the mud, now she's stuck in my craw. Lord have mercy, she's my mother-in-law. Well, if you take her out to eat, she's a thrifty little booger. Starts a filling up her purse with little tiny packs of sugar, and you better run for cover. If she takes off those shoes, they must know something awful, 'cause it done turned her hair blue. She sends me on the path to heaven by giving me some hell. OMG, she's my MIL. Well, I admit she's kinda cute with her providential smile. You give that gal an inch, she'll take a country mile. You can't get her to shut her mouth. Once the conversation's rolling, it's hard to eat your dinner. When she's moaning about her colon, she's an old stick in the mud. Now she's stuck in my craw. Lord have mercy, she's my mother-in-law. All right, back to serious folk music. Got a lot of jobs. I got the farm, the cows. I got a 92-year-old aunt. It's in memory care up in Pennsylvania that my brother and I were the only ones left. Try to take care of. Our mom is 91. She's in memory care on the other side of the county from where I live, so I'm the boots on the ground there. And she's physically, she has all her own teeth. She swims a mile twice a week. Can do a crossword puzzle in ink, but couldn't tell you what fucking day it was or time it was or anything. She called me the other night saying that, do you know they raised the the advertising rates on Wheel of Fortune have gone up, and I'm the only person that knows it, and they're going to kill me for it. And I'm like, at first you want to push back, but you got to lean into that stuff. You got to be like, oh really? What do they drive? What are they going to be wearing so I can look for them? So I'm going to write a book on. It's going to be called Elderly Care for Dummies. Do you remember those books? I want to write that book. And I got it down. Chapter 1, it's only one sentence long, don't tell them nothing. Chapter 2, treat them like old cows. And I don't mean that disrespectful. It's like if you get an old cow in a barn that's been through the chute a million times and been vaccinated, they're like, I'm not going. And you can try to beat them with a stick or whatever, but they're not going to go anywhere until you close the gates where you don't want them to go, open the gate where you do want them to go, and then you have to show patience until they think it's their own idea. And they deserve it. So, anyway. I know, you're aghast at that. It's going to be my book if it's true. Which brings me to my cat, which last winter, I don't know why, but I got barn cats, and they're all fixed and vaccinated, but they're pretty feral, and I enticed one into the house. It took me like 2 weeks, and now I regret this shit more than anything I've ever done.
What'd you name it?
Libby, which is short for libertarian. Because they think they're so independent and don't need anybody. They have no idea the structure that has been built underneath them. So besides taking care of my mom and my aunt and the farm and the shitty music business, now I gotta open the door 40 or 50 times a day for a cat. So anyway, this song is called How Am I Ever Gonna Be Me? Here we go.
Oh, this is
I'm not who I'm supposed to be. A mother's son, a father's boy, a brother's friend, a sister's joy, a cousin true, an uncle cool, who knows a father too, a shy recluse who once shut in, a patriot, a citizen. Why was I born a mystery? How am I ever gonna be me? How am I ever gonna do right? How am I ever gonna do right? Ooh. How am I ever gonna do right and do what's good within your sight? Sometimes my best is good enough. Sometimes I bluff that I am tough. I've turned my cheek instead of fight. I made them wrong when they were right. If you help those who help themselves, how comes the meek don't fare so well? And I have prayed with all my might. How am I ever gonna do right? How am I ever gonna be saved? How am I ever gonna be saved, Lord? How am I ever gonna be saved when I have lived a life to pray? I worship money, murdered Cain, used your names at times in vain. Worked on Sundays, rocked and rolled, wanted bad enough I stole. She came to me, what was next door? It's not like we had met before. Oh, tell me, what else can I say? How am I ever gonna be saved? How am I ever gonna find peace? How am I ever gonna find peace, Lord? How am I ever gonna find peace? Will it be on a golden street with big parades and pretty girls and cotton candy colored swirls of waving fields of springtime sun that war's been never waged upon my lover's arms, my first release? How am I ever gonna find peace?
All right, is that enough dirty words, or can I do? All right. Great song. Thank you. Thank you. It's almost over, don't worry. No!
Rain?
Yeah, all right. I don't feel like that when I'm on the move. All right, here we go.
Feels like rain.
I don't know if you ever listened to, like, before the Andy Griffith Show was ever on TV, did you ever listen to his comedy records, like what it was football and all that? And he would tell stories about, my grandparents had those records, and he would tell stories about what would be Mayberry. And there was one where he's like, and Floyd the barber was reading the paper, he was showing off. So, That's what this one feels like. It's called Epic Love. Here we go.
Are you with me? God damn it.
When it's so hard on the living that they envy the dead, and you were snake bitten on the day we were wed. So I walked straight into hell just to get you myself. I should have never looked back. I still feel bad about that. I loved you so much. I loved you so much. I loved you so much. It was an epic love. You watched me go out the door like I was worth waiting for. I was as good as my word. I was a liar for sure. You went and stayed with your parents. I wrote you all kinds of letters. I took 10 years to get back. I still feel bad about that. I loved you so much. I loved you so much. I loved you so much. It was an epic love. Something went wrong through life with nothing. Something went wrong. Cause I could drink you forever, and I could swallow you whole. But if we're not together, I've got to know that you know I loved you so much. I loved you so much. I loved you so much. It was an epic love. I loved you so much. I loved you so much. I loved you so much. It was an epic love, an epic
better with this next one than the Texans did. No, man. This song is called. All right, I'll just tell you what it's called. It's called "Like a Simile." I ain't got time to come up here and fix your education system, but well, I wrote this song with. There's a band out of Virginia near Harrisonburg called Steel Wheels. Have you ever heard of this band? Yeah. Well, Trent Sumner, their songwriter, came down. We worked on some songs. In fact, I co-wrote a bunch of songs on, not this last record, but the record before. And I was like, hey man, I got this idea for a song called "Like a Simile." And he looked at me, he goes, man, I don't want any part of that grammar nerd shit. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. The dressing room of this place in Fort Worth was just had a curtain separating me from the merch table, and I heard these two Texan dudes arguing over what a simile was, and neither one of them were right. So anyway, that's Texas.
You got good brisket though, so it's okay.
Man, I'm a quart over on my barbecue sauce. Yeah, all right, it's pretty good. There's a lot of good things about Texas. My road manager, Big Al, would always say, Texas exits are really screwed up, but they make up for it with their hot girls. Okay, well, I'll take that joke out of it. Sure you're ready? It's a lot of words. The valley moon was shining so bright, like a spotlight that's blinding. Snow on the ground, I could turn out the lights, even while I was driving. And she sat beside me and looked like a wildflower smells. And I looked like I'd done my best in the worst of hotels. Her daddy kept all the bad boys away, like you try and hide money, all dressed up like a window display, like a chalice of honey. Confit de boucher, she still knows more than you think. She sits in the front seat and stares straight ahead like a sphinx, like a rock, like a river, like a harmony, like a freight train. She was like a simile. What's the use of a love you can't use? Like an empty revolver, like a preacher with secondhand news. I was never a talker, though I made good lovers.
a way to complain. When I hear the thunder, I don't stick around for the rain. Like a rock, like a river, like a harmony, like a freight train. She was like a simile. You can't explain when you're born in the South. Southern hearts ain't that simple. She moved away, but I stuck around. Now I'm creepy and single, but I sleep like a baby ever since she showed me how. Curl up like a cat by a wood stove and swallow all doubt. Like a rock, like a river, like a harmony, like a freight train. She was like a simile. That's Gershwin, bitches. Yeah, that's gonna get me far. All right, now this. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The whole record I wrote this spring, and I wrote it all on this 12 string that I named Rick James when I got it. Because back when I was popular, Guild sent me a guitar, and they're like, would you like a guitar? I'm like, yes, I would like a jumbo folk, it's called a jumbo folk 12 string. And then I opened it up in a bright green case, and it was this bright red guitar, and I was like, I just got punked. Yeah. Are you okay?
You okay, buddy?
Alright. I actually enjoyed myself, sorry. Okay. If this is actually entertainment and worth your dollars, so what'd you pay, like $250 to get in? I mean $250. Alright, this song is called Gypsy. Here we go. Poor Wyoming County in the west of West by God, where the company owns the mountain and a little means a lot. I loved a girl named Gypsy and I asked for her hand, but unless I got a diamond, I can't be her man. Well, I met her in the springtime and fell for her by fall. That winter it was chilly, but I waited for the fall. She had no time for rounders or men who dug the coal. She spent her time with horses or at the picture show. How much do I love you? How much is enough? How much love could a coal train haul if a coal train could haul love? How much do I love you? She warmed to me that summer till the guns of August called. And I left to fight the Kaiser, and I saw Gay Marie. She married her rich man who hauled away my dream. How much do I love you? How much is enough? How much love could a coal train haul if a coal train could haul love? How much do I love you? How much is enough? How much love could a coal train haul if a coal train could haul love? Well, I came home by 20 and went back to the mine. America was booming and went from wood to iron. And I became a company man and she divorcee. She could love me if she wanted, but she loved money more than me. How much do I love you? How much is enough? How much love could a coal train haul if a coal train could haul love? How much do I love you? How much is enough? How much love could a coal train haul if a coal train could haul love? Coal train hauls no money, and coal train hauls no wine. Coal train hauls the mountain just a little at a time. Take a piece of mountain and add a million years, and I might have a diamond for my gypsy dear. How much do I love you? How much is enough? How much love could a coal train haul if a coal train could haul love? How much do I love you? How much is enough? How much love could a coal train haul if a coal train could haul love? I got some tweaking to do on it, but it'll get there. Okay, the next one is sorry about the 12 string. The pickup broke, and then I ordered this thing just to get through the tour, and I'm sure he's got it sounding good out there because he's awesome. Yeah, thanks. Okay. This one is called Eminent Domain, and I spell it wrong. Think about it. It's a true story. I've had this idea for this song for like 20 years. If I tell you the story, it means the song is, I just would tell you the song. So, okay, anyway. It might be the last verse. But anyway, Eminent Domain. Shut up. Here we go. William Whaley was 29 when he and his brother left South Carolina. They found some land up in East Tennessee. They found the local girls were salty and sweet. And up the drive came a government car. Said, you have got to go, this is gonna be a national park. Jump and holler, here comes everybody. Here comes everyone. Jump and holler, here comes everybody. Here comes everyone. So they moved their family 3 scores miles west. Tried to clover in the winter, plant ryegrass in the fall. That ain't a rule, but it's what their fathers taught. And up in TVA came to build a dam. Says you got to move again, we're gonna flood this land. Jump and holler, here comes everybody. Here comes everyone. Jump and holler, here comes everybody. Here comes everyone. Pack up the house. They burned down the barn. With bad luck, first and second, maybe third time was the charm. So they started raising turkeys and they started running pigs on this rough and rocky ground that was called Oak Ridge. Right. Sheriff came along, said, "Now you got to go. We're gonna build ourselves a bomb." Oh shit, who's gonna tell them all? Jump and holler, here comes everybody. Here comes everyone. Jump and holler, here comes everybody. Here comes everyone. Jump and holler, here comes everybody. Here comes everyone. I'm gonna take it home and burn it. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I'm wrapping it up.
No,
No.
It's a Sunday.
you got 2 more hours.
It's a Sunday. You guys have. Well, I know you went to church today,
No,
so
we
I'm
didn't.
proud of you. And,
I'm cursed right now.
yeah, this is the
It's only
what my
9
brother and I
o'clock.
would call the agate. That's agape for everybody. You know, we used to make ourselves chuckle at that. You know, it was the 70s. You had a bright, I don't even call it blue. I don't know what polyester suit this thing was. It had a vest with like 34 buttons on it too. You would go home and throw it on the floor and walk over it all week, and then next week when your mom made you go to church, you pick it up and shake it twice and go to church. And my dad, on Sundays, it was a little weird around our house. We couldn't play cards on a Sunday. We couldn't fish on a Sunday. You couldn't read anything but the Bible on a Sunday. Not even the Sunday comics, man. But then one day, it was a rainy weekend or something, and we were all in the living room, and my cousins were over. We were having just a big pillow fight between the two sofas in the living room. And my grandmother walked in and goes, "The Lord does not care if these kids play cards on a Sunday or not. They need something to do." And that was the end of that fucking rule. Martin Luther. Mary Luther. I need to do something with not a lot of lyrics because I'm throwing too many lyrics at you. All right, let me try this one. All right, I got it. I got it planned. I'm professional. I swear, it's gonna be over soon.
Stop it.
Seriously.
Like, stop.
Started.
We need you all night.
I'm old. I'm tired. I gotta go take care of my cows. I've got a disaster going on the farm right now. So
What's wrong?
Pink eye. It came quick.
Too tall.
No, I bush hog, keep my grass down. I do everything. I got fly rubs, I do fly tags. I've accidentally boosted twice on the pink eye because our vet does a local sample, so it just takes one fly.
Wow.
But sometimes it happens, and man, it's bad.
But relax and enjoy yourself right now. This is all good.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Quit picking at me. I'm gonna do a song.
We love everybody.
May your back be straight and your fingers tend. May your cup be full when you say when. And may your parents be so that they always let you grow. May your heart be so pure, it's one that God wants to know. May your schooling be good, and if it's not, may the times be easy and you still smart. And may your friendships be so that they almost feel like home. May your heart be so pure, it's one that God wants to know. And if you have the joy of passing something on, like the laugh of your father or the courage of your mom, but if that ever happens and you end up alone, may your heart be so pure, it's one that God wants to know. May your heart be so pure, it's one that God wants to know.
Rain?
Yeah, it was in tune when I bought it. Actually, I didn't buy this one. It was my brother-in-law, well, I guess ex-brother-in-law now, but they live down in Naples, Florida. Do I need to say more? There are people there that have marble driveways that people polish. And yeah, it's like, well, I'm Scotch Irish, so I got rich people Tourette's. Anyway, Dennis, he's a lovely man. Great. I love my ex-wife's family more than I love my own, but he was one of those guys that would, like, if he decided to play golf, he would go out and get like the most expensive ping, or I don't know, whatever you Republicans do, but playing golf, and then he would sit in his garage, and so then he went through a guitar phase, and he bought this Santa Cruz, and it was just sitting in a closet, and he was like, "Why don't you just take this thing, Scott?" And I'm like, "No, Dennis, I can't." I mean, I refused 3 times, and then the 4th time, I'm like, "Yes, Dennis, I'll take it. Thank you." Anyway. Speaking of money, this song earned me a ton. Ever since we crawled out of the slime, or were made people by a divine, before the Irish made Irish stew, we've had to watch out for the people who rule. I'm glad it's out of tune, actually. Presidents, kings, czars, and potentates, Ivan the Terrible and Catherine the Great, Napoleon, Genghis, Ramses 1 and 2. We always remember the people who rule. The history of mankind is brutish and short, but evident truth should stand up in court. Whether your state or commonwealth is red or it's blue, always be wary of the people who rule. It's just my opinion. But for what it's worth, someday the meek shall inherit the earth. Then we gotta worry about the meek too. There's something with power and the people who rule. I'm not always. Thank you all for tolerating me. I'm really on the wrap up here.
All right.
I got important things to do. What time does TV go off around here? Anybody remember that Steve Martin joke? Nobody? We'll burn this thing too.
I'll take it.
I don't know. It's gonna have to do. This song was requested, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It's called 10 Miles Down the 9 Mile Road.
That's the song I was talking about earlier.
I thought I had you removed. Thanks, Nate. Another hand for Nate, by the way. 10 miles down the 9 Mile Road, there lived a man named Wilson. A farmer with 2 worthless sons, but a daughter who was strong. It said she had a spiteful heart, and that her love was poison. And Dolly Wilson was her name, and to her I was drawn. nursed the old man to his grave soon after his wife married. The sons, they farmed it to the ground till nothing there would grow. So she packed her bags and she headed north, bound for Harper's Ferry. But settled down in Shepherdstown, just down the 9 Mile Road. 10 miles down the 9 Mile Road. Before I realized that Dolly's love was poison, now it's too late to turn back. 10 miles down the 9 Mile Road. I'm gonna fix it. Lying round the bend, Dolly Wilson's poison love, here I come again. Well, I fell hard and Dolly Wilson made me feel so worthy. But anything that feels that good can make you feel that bad. She breathed hot words into my neck and scratched me without mercy, and called me by her brother's names whenever she got mad. 10 miles down the 9 Mile Road. Before I realized that Dolly's love was poison, now it's too late to turn back. 2 miles down the 9 Mile Road. Lying round the bend, Dolly Wilson's poison love, here I come again. Oh, who can say what love weighs? But you know it's heavy. In spite of her, I carried it as far as I could go. Dolly Wilson's poison love only leaves me empty. But I get my fill of empty. 10 miles down the 9 Mile Road. 10 miles down the 9 Mile Road. Before I realized that Dolly's love was poison, now it's too late to turn back. 10 miles down the 9 Mile Road. Lying round the bend, Dolly Wilson's poison love, here I come again. Oh, you should hear them too. It really brightens up. Like using verbs. You guys are awesome. I like it. Damn. Take a glass of red wine, or are you all closed?
Get the man some wine.
Come on, give him some red wine.
No, you don't. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm going to tune this time. I think I've been here, not here, but I've been to Hagerstown before. Does anybody remember that?
Yeah.
I came with Sonny Sweeney maybe. When we played, it was a venue, and I can't remember. It was a nice place. This is a nice place. I'm not judging. I'm saying, I swear I've been here. It's a beautiful drive from upstate New York here today, so I dug it. Yeah. Daddy's talking.
That's the good stuff.
Is it?
Wait a minute,
On the box.
you came from Rockville.
I don't care. All right, here we go. Yeah. I made a mess of this town. Now every sidewalk crack either knocks me down or breaks somebody's back. Every face I see as I look around says it's time to leave. We made a mess of this town. All right. With a spring in my step and a song on my lips, I came and found out how big this town really is. Confusing lovers, confusing friends, making the same mistakes again and again, till all the guys at the bar, well, they stay where they are. And all the girls on the block, well, you know how girls talk. And all the lights on the street, incandescent and mean, 'cause the word got around, oh man, I made a mess of this town. This town. Because there's people you meet, then there's people you know. Some keep you on your feet, some don't let them go. That's why I sit at the bar, I dream of the day I get the means to mean what I say. I'm gonna leave this town in a cloud of dust, with a 50-cent lighter and a whiskey buzz. Then there'll be a day when I come back around, when that's why I say it's 'cause I made a mess. Y'all have been the best audience ever.
Ever.
Ever. There's no basement in the Alamo. Anyway, thanks so much. I know it's a Sunday and you came out and pretty awesome. So have me back, please. But bring your friends. Buy some merch. I mean, trust me, I can do this act alone. I often do. You got to start a fire with something. Okay.
also have a van with 220,000 miles on it. You want that one too? And then we're gonna deal.
Drake your Prius.
I really look at guitars like I'm not a guitar snob or anything. I look at them like my cows. I mean, I raise Angus, but I'm not into purebred or anything. If you raise a good calf and milk good and, stay within the fences, if you stay in tune, we get along.
Which kind broke your leg?
It wasn't the mean kind. It was my fault. I still have her. She was a first calf heifers. When you keep your heifers, I sell the steers. I sell twice a year. I sell what are called feeder calves. Calves are born in March or they're born in September, and I raise them until they're about 500 pounds, and then I wean them. And they're happy. They get to do whatever they want. They can watch whatever TV they want. They're happy. And at 500 pounds, I take them to a market that's still, for the love of God, I have no idea why it's still in the middle of downtown Stanton, Virginia. But it's there, and I love driving that cattle truck right through the middle of town and being like, anyway. There's a belt. They built a beltway now where you can get to the stock market that way. Like, no, I'm going through downtown. And the first calf heifer, first time they have their calves, they're like I was compared to Brooke Shields in the Blue Lagoon, where they don't know what's happening. I mean, I always put an old cow with them. I keep 10 or 12 first calf heifers every year. Well, you keep them. I don't breed till about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And but put an old cow with them, that keeps them calm. But even when it goes down, they don't know what the hell's going on, But it is amazing to see nature when they do it. They get through birthing their first one, and they get right up and they clean it, and they're like, it just kicks in, and it's a really beautiful thing, honestly. Anyway, but they're crazy before that, and so I was trying to get her in there and get her some vitamin injection. I don't do hormones or anything like that. I was just taking care of my cows. That's what I do. I take care of my cows. And so she just wouldn't step up through the chute. So I got in the chute with her, and I was standing to the side like I was supposed to, but I must have just stuck my leg out about 3 inches. And it wasn't like she was like a bucking crazy thing. It was just like a, hey, don't fuck with me kick, which is what they do. And she caught me right on the inside of my left knee and shattered my femur, my tibia, my fibia, everything. And you never work cattle alone, so my neighbor Hubie Grimm was with me. And I said, Hubie, I think this is bad, but we only got like 3 more cows to work. While I'm still in shock, let's get them through and get it done. He's like, all right. And he's like, then I'm gonna go to the emergency room because this is bad. And I took like 2 steps and my whole leg collapsed like a parenthesis. And then I had to call the ambulance, and I was like, please do not use your sirens. Just quietly get out here, because I'm in a farming community. I'm 200 acres and I'm small. And these are good men, hard men, and women. But I was like, just quietly get out here and just get into the emergency room, please. But no, the fire department came. Everybody came, and it was like so freaking embarrassing. You can't fart in Smoke, Virginia, and nobody knows. All right, this is it. This is a song called Someday Sometime. I hope you like it. Yeah. Some days will never be enough. Some days will always be too much. Some days your work is all in vain. Some days ain't worth a goddamn thing. Sometimes you're called upon to help.
Sometimes you have to help yourself. Sometimes the worst thing is the truth, that your best will still not do. What do you want? What do you want? You'll have to get it on your own. Your mother's headed to Kentucky for a while. What do you want? What do you want? You'll have to get it on your own. Someday and sometime. Some days you wish they just would end. Some days you want to live again. Some days are harder than the rest. Some days are easy to forget. Sometimes you get just what you want. Sometimes you had it all along. Sometimes you don't know where to go. Sometimes you're not supposed to know. What do you want? What do you want? You'll have to get it on your own. Your mother's headed to Kentucky for a while. What do you want? What do you want? You'll have to get it on your own. Someday and sometime. Some people live life from the heart. Some people find that much too hard. Some people know where they belong. Some people decide to move on. What do you want? What do you want? You have to get it on your own. Your mother's headed to Kentucky for a while. Ashes gray and dry as dust will return to the earth someday and sometime.